As a cat-and-mouse thriller about a cop chasing a notorious bank robber, Michael Mann's period action epic Public Enemies should have been the next Heat, but it was nowhere near as successful. Heat emerged as one of the most renowned action movies of the 1990s. From meticulously researched criminal operations to the echoes of real gunshots on the streets of downtown LA, Heat had an intense, gritty realism that had never been seen in the genre before. In the years since, Heat's influence has been seen in everything from The Dark Knight to Grand Theft Auto V. The success of Heat, still widely considered to be Mann's best movie, turned Mann from a critically lauded filmmaker to a household name. After Heat, Mann branched out into true crime dramas, sports biopics, and big-budget action blockbusters. But in 2009, he returned to the action subgenre that made him an A-list director. He made another cat-and-mouse thriller about a bank robber and the law enforcement officer on his tail. In theory, it should have been Heat 2.0, but it didn't manage to match Heat's level of widespread critical acclaim. Public Enemies had all the ingredients to be another Michael Mann classic. It's an action thriller about bank robbers with a notorious real-life criminal figure at its center. Public Enemies seemed to have everything going for it to be a worthy successor to Heat. Like Heat, it's another action-packed crime epic revolving around bank heists. And like Heat, it's based on a true story. Mann adapted Public Enemies from the non-fiction book Public Enemies, America's Greatest Crime Wave and the Birth of the FBI, 1933-34 by Brian Burrow. Set during the Great Depression, Public Enemies follows the final years of infamous bank robber John Dillinger, played by Johnny Depp, as he's chased by FBI agent Melvin Purvis, Christian Bale. As a cat-and-mouse chase between a notorious bank robber and a diligent lawman, Public Enemies is essentially a period version of Heat. Mann even recruited a lot of the same crew he used to make Heat 14 years earlier. It was shot by the same cinematographer, Dante Spinati, and the music was created by the same composer, Elliot Goldenthal. For all intents and purposes, Public Enemies should have replicated the success of Heat. But unlike Heat, which was universally acclaimed by critics, Public Enemies was met with a mixed response. Why Public Enemies reviews were so mixed? The movie's gripping source material and powerful performances don't connect emotionally. Johnny Depp with a machine gun in Public Enemies. While it certainly wasn't panned by critics, Public Enemies was nowhere near as universally praised as Heat. It earned a fresh critic score of 68% and a less favorable, rotten audience score of 59%. Public Enemies was lauded for the cast's performances, particularly Depp's cold-hearted turn as Dillinger and Billy Crudup's scene-stealing turn as J. Edgar Hoover, and for the striking visuals that Mann brought to the table. But it received criticism for focusing on docudrama bullet points over compelling inter-character drama, resulting in a lack of emotional resonance. Public Enemies was also criticized for its historical inaccuracies and for missing certain pieces of context that make Dillinger's story so legendary. The movie fails to depict the troubled economic landscape that made Dillinger a folk hero. Mann also forgoes the perfect climactic action sequence offered to him by history, the Battle of Barrington, in favor of ending with the anticlimactic showdown at the Biograph Theater. Michael Mann's true Heat sequel is finally happening. Heat 2 was officially announced in 2023. Al Pacino as Vincent in Heat. 15 years after Public Enemies failed to be recognized as a spiritual successor to Heat, Mann is working on a true sequel to Heat. In 2022, Mann penned a follow-up to Heat as his debut novel. The book, which Mann co-authored with Meg Gardner, serves as both a prequel and sequel to the movie. It follows the early years of Detective Vincent Hanna and career criminals Neil McCauley and Chris Shiherlis. Whereas the original Heat takes place entirely in Los Angeles, Heat 2 jumps from North America to South America to Southeast Asia and covers 3 separate decades.